identical twin girls.
Everybody knows my name now, but something about it still feels strange. Like looking in a mirror, trying to steady yourself and seeing somebody else. And everything is not the same now. It feels like all our lives have changed. Maybe when I'm older it'll all calm down, but it's killing me now. What if you had it all, but nobody to call? Maybe then you'd know me. 'Cause I've had everything, but no one's listening.
The past 2 months, we believed that we were gonna be adopting identical twin girls. We were so excited. We got everything prepared. We got our nursery ready. We have 2 car seats. And we just come to find out that it was all a big scam. And this woman was not only scamming us, but she was scamming multiple other families. And it's been really hard for us to wrap our mind around. And the biggest thing that we found out that has been really hard for us to process is this woman was never even pregnant.
It just blows my mind. We met her in person multiple times. We did birthing classes with her. Our parents even flew out there and met her. These other families met her. She met with an agency, and the whole time she had on a fake bump and was faking pregnancy. She wasn't pregnant. And I'm in shock. I'm literally in shock. I can't even process what has happened over the last 2 weeks of finding out. It's been awful, and I'm excited to share this story because the last thing I ever want to happen is another family gets scammed like this. So if you can learn from our mistakes and you can learn from what we did wrong, then I hope it can help somebody else out there.
They thought their dreams were about to come true, adopting a baby boy due in January.
I was pretending to be pregnant.
The adoption scandal imposter.
She had hurt so many families.
Shireen Guernsey is accused of convincing 4 different families. The judge handed her a 20-year sentence.
I feel like there are some mistakes that we made and things that I would do differently looking back now. But a lot of the things were just out of our control and things that really we talked to an adoption consultant and she said she has never seen a scam like this in 30 years of doing this. At the very beginning, Bella and I were very skeptical. We wanted to make sure that everything went very well with the whole adoption process. We had heard of scams before. Like, there were people who warned us of scams. And so we were very skeptical of everything that came through. The day that we posted our adoption video, we started getting an influx of messages of people who had leads on different people who were placing a baby for adoption. So we happened to see one message pop up that day, and she said she was placing twin girls for adoption, or twins for adoption, and we were really excited because we've always dreamed of having twins. Yeah. Red flag number 1, apparently twin adoptions, I didn't know this, but are very few and far between. Yeah. So that could be a red flag if you are someone who is adopting. If someone says they're going to be placing twins, just be a little bit more skeptical about that because a lot of scammers use that to take advantage. But we started talking to this female, I don't even want to call her an expecting mom because of what she did, but we started talking to this female, and the messages that she would send us and the texts that were going back and forth just seemed so perfect. And looking back, we said it a couple times, this is too good to be true, and the reality was that it was just too good. The messages that she would send us were so profound, so in depth, and so full of love. She would say things that made us so happy and so excited that I just couldn't imagine that she was all just lying to us. We've been talking for about 2 weeks at this point. She lives in California, which is close to us, so we said, okay, we'll fly out there and we'll meet you for lunch. So we met her for lunch, and at that lunch, she looked us in the eyes and said that she thinks we would be perfect parents for those girls, and that she wanted us to adopt them. And she basically, she had tears in her eyes telling us this, saying how she had been praying to find people like us to adopt these babies, and that we were a miracle for her. Over the next couple of weeks, we continued just talking over text, and
It came to a point where she kind of encouraged us to get the nursery ready completely. She said that it would make her feel more comfortable that at any time these twins could be born, because a lot of times twins come early. She said it would make her feel a lot more comfortable if we were completely ready on our end.
Which I think is so cruel to do to someone who's been struggling with infertility for 5 years. Like, that is like the most awful, awful thing ever. And I wish we wouldn't have gotten that nursery ready, because now we have a nursery ready for twins sitting there with all the stuff.
Yeah.
And I feel sick about it. Like, I can't even go. I haven't gone in the nursery since we found out that this was all a scam. And I feel like it's just like tainted that experience of getting our baby's nursery ready.
We have 2 cribs, double stroller, 2 of all the clothes from
2 car seats.
2 car seats, literally 2 of everything.
She kept saying her doctor was telling her that she thinks the twins are gonna be born early, so we need to be prepared. And so like, we were just like, oh my gosh, we need to kick it into high gear and get everything completely ready. And I have to say, like, it was such a dream come true for that time, being able to like get the nursery ready. And like, we've always dreamed of having that experience. And yeah, now we have a nursery sitting there.
Another thing that she encouraged us to do was a gender reveal. She said that one of the hardest things about placing these 2 babies for adoption was that she felt like she was going to miss out on a lot of the fun things that happen during pregnancy, like a baby shower and a gender reveal. So she said that if we were to throw a gender reveal, she would love to be included in any way and to kind of be a part of that. And so we thought that'd be really cool, and that was kind of our motive for doing a gender reveal like that.
I feel dumb, and I've like seen comments of people being like, you never jumped the gun and do a gender reveal, but like, I trusted this girl so much.
Yeah.
That when someone like looks you in the eyes and is like, I hope you guys do a gender reveal, like, it would make me so happy to see how loved the babies are gonna be. Like, you believe them. And I feel so stupid for believing that and throwing this gender reveal of my dreams. We wanted to make it special because, again, we've been waiting to be able to celebrate this baby or babies for about 5 years now. And so the whole family was so excited, and like being able to tell my parents and my family, like, that was so special. And like, I feel like all these moments have just been like tainted now. Yeah,
unfortunately, I mean, like Bella said, it's hard to not feel dumb and for doing that, but at the same time, we just learned you can't trust people. You can't, and it just,
especially when it comes to adoption, I think we've learned that lesson.
It's hard, and we made those mistakes, but looking back at it, I mean, there's nothing we can change, and it's something in the past now. Another thing that she encouraged us to do that she said would make her feel better was if we did birthing classes with her. She asked us if we would be in the hospital room with her. And Bella and I thought that'd be so special. We were so excited for that moment. She said she didn't have a lot of support at home with her parents or friends, and that we would be the only ones to be there to support her during birth. So we agreed, and we were excited to do that. So we ended up finding a birthing coach in the area in California that lived near her. And we set it up to do private birthing classes, to where we would meet in person with her and with the birthing coach and take 9 weeks of birthing classes to be ready for when the twins were born. And we sat with the birthing coach, did different birthing positions, wrote down a whole hospital plan, had everything in order for this birth to go smoothly. We were getting ready, we were prepared.
Yeah, that was the hardest thing, is like every week we're like talking about like new steps in the birthing plan of like what she was wanting. And so I was just trying to be as supportive as possible, because it's just been my dream, like when we do match with an expecting mother, to be able to just support her in any way. Like, I know how hard it has to be for that expecting mother who is going to be placing a baby or babies for adoption, and I want to make it the best experience for them, because I have such a heart for them. And so I was just researching like crazy, anything that I could do to make the birth as amazing of an experience as it could be for her.
Our main goal while talking with her was to get her to meet with our agency. We knew once she would go in person and meet with our agency, then at that point it would become just a done deal. We had talked with our agency over the phone, we had talked with our adoption consultant, and she had actually talked to our agency. She had over an hour Zoom call with a social worker at our agency. They went over the whole process of adoption. They went over different birth plans, all her different options that she has to meet with other families or to parent the kids.
Little did we know, she was kind of pushing off those appointments to meet in person, like something would always come up. But she did officially agree to go to one of those appointments, and it was within the next couple days before we actually found out what happened.
But what's so mind-blowing is the excuses she had for not going into the agency were so real and so thought after that we believed them, and we shouldn't have. I'll be the first one to admit we shouldn't have believed them, but we did. She talked about how the pregnancy was non-consensual and that she had a lot of trauma and PTSD from that whole situation, which is real, and that is a whole other issue. And I can't even believe that she would make that up and take that story to manipulate someone like that. I think it's the most awful thing that someone could do.
Our hearts were just broken for her, like when we heard that and her telling us that. And so we were so, like, we understood 100%. We're like, you know what, like, you take your time, because we know how hard this has to be for you to process all of this. Like, we're here for you and we're praying for you, and we hope that you are able to meet with the agency when you feel ready.
And she took advantage of that. She took her time, and she kept putting off the going into the agency and meeting with person, because what the agency does is they specifically look for scams, and they
verify pregnancy.
They verify that this is actually all going to go through, and she knew that, and that's why she didn't want to go in. I was sitting at my desk one night and I got an email, and it said, urgent message, I need to talk to you about this expecting mom that you and Bella are talking about. I have a lot of critical information about her. And at that point, my heart sank. I was still in a little bit of denial. I didn't want to believe it, but in the back of my head, I knew something was wrong. I knew that this is where it all falls apart.
And then I ended up getting an Instagram DM from the same person who sent the email, and she's like, you guys really need to talk to me. I have some really critical information. And I just knew, like, right then and there, I was like, yeah, this is very serious. Like, we just have to talk to this girl. And I never expected the information that we got. In the Instagram message, she attached a bunch of photos, and they were personal photos of mine and Dallin's from our gender reveal. And she basically said to us that this expecting mom is using your photos and sending them to other families and pretending like you guys are her friends, and saying that we threw her a surprise gender reveal party. Well, luckily, this girl who DM'd me, she recognized us from the photos and was like, wait, that's Bella and Dallin. I have to talk to them, because this woman and her husband were talking to this expecting mom at the same time as us. So we immediately got on the phone with her and started talking to her, and obviously we were just crushed to find out that she had been talking to this family for about 2 months.
We came to find out that this other family actually had a gender reveal as well, and this expecting mom was at the gender reveal with them, with all their family there. This expecting mom went and helped them set up a nursery and was just heavily involved in their lives as well. And as we started talking with her, we found out a lot of inconsistencies in the stories that the expecting mom was telling us, and the different stories that she was telling this other family. So as we were talking with this other family, they had a great idea to go on Facebook and to post on a group that's called Ending Adoption Scams, and see if this expecting mom was talking to any other families, or if she had been involved in any other scams. And as they posted a picture of her, said where she was from. Multiple other people started popping up in the comments and in the messages saying that they were also talking to her. How we found out that she wasn't pregnant was we compiled and made a group of all the families that she was talking to. We all started texting and talking over Facebook, and we started sharing all of our stories that we were being told, which they were all different, they were all lies, and we all started sharing pictures as well. And one of the other families sent over a picture to us that right away confirmed she wasn't pregnant. What had happened is she had sent Bella the same picture a week earlier, but she had cropped it from here up. And she said that she was at a rodeo, and she said that she was wearing a crop top, her bump was out, and she was just owning it. She sent that same picture to another family, but she didn't crop it. She was telling this other family that she was only 5 or 6 weeks pregnant at that time and that her stomach was flat. So when I compared the two photos, I realized right there that she had a flat stomach. And there was no way that what she was telling us as being 26 weeks pregnant with twins at that point, that she can make her stomach that flat. So the first thing I did was I wanted to get on a phone call with her and ask her what she thought of this photo. What was her excuse? What was her reasoning of having a flat stomach? She
didn't know that we knew yet that she was scamming us.
Yeah, she wasn't aware that we were already talking to these other families, and she didn't know that we knew that that she was scamming us. So when I got on the phone with her, the first thing she told me was that it was an old photo. But I noticed in the photo, actually Bella noticed, that she was wearing the necklace that Bella gave her a week ago. And there was no way that was an old photo
because when we saw her in person, she had a big bump, and I gave her this, and she had told me that she was 24, 25 weeks pregnant.
No, it was 26.
26 weeks pregnant.
At that time. And so I told her over the phone, I said, hey, this isn't an old photo actually, because you're wearing the necklace that Bella gave you. And it got silent for a little bit, and then she said, oh, well, I'm sucking in. And I said, there's no way. You're not sucking in. It's impossible. As you can see in the photo right here, it's impossible to be sucking in 26-week-old twins. It's just impossible. And so I just knew it was over at that point. And if she was going to continue to lie and try and just make up stories, there was really no point. Other families started investigating this whole situation, and we started looking into more. We actually confirmed with other people near her, people that are close to her, people that she works with, that she is not pregnant. We even reached out to her mom on Facebook and got a message from her saying that she was not pregnant. It just blows my mind. I don't know why somebody would fake pregnancy. I don't know why someone would go through 8 hours of in-person birthing classes, tell us to fly out there to hang out with them. Our first reaction was that maybe she thought it would be really cool to hang out with YouTubers, or I don't know, Bella and I, but this was all happening way before we were even in the picture. The family that she was, yeah, the family that she was scamming before us was going on months before we even had the first contact with her. So I don't know why. I really just do not understand why someone would fake pregnancy and go through all of that for what? I mean, I don't understand.
There was no money ever exchanged with any of the families. The only one family ever gave her a $200 gift card to buy maternity clothes.
Yeah.
So none of us gave her money. So I don't know what the intentions were. And one of the things that she would always do that made me so happy was she would send us ultrasound pictures. I looked forward to them and I got so excited. We were always still skeptical because her name wasn't on the ultrasound, but she said she just cropped it out for privacy purposes, and we just understood that. We even would reverse image search the pictures and none of them ever came up. She sent us this ultrasound and then we quickly Google searched it and we found it on the internet for $9.99.
Fakeultrasounds.com, $9.99. You can buy it, you can input your name, you can input the doctor. It was fake. I even asked her, I said, hey, if you have like a verification letter of pregnancy or anything like that, send it over. Like, I want you to prove that you're pregnant, because everything that we've been finding out has shown that you're not pregnant. And she said, okay, I have a letter, I'll send it over. And 10 minutes later, she texted us a letter, and I got on the internet, and within 5 minutes, I found a PDF fill-in online form, and clearly it was fake as well.
I think I'm at a point, I just feel so gross about it, and it's like so sickening that someone could do this to multiple families. And I don't know. This is honestly the hardest video I think we're ever gonna make, especially for me. I just feel so anxious and like scared putting this out there because it is very vulnerable and very raw. It's very real and raw still. Like, we're in the thick of it right now. Like, I'm grieving. I'm really having a hard time. And so I do appreciate the sweet comments from people and everything, because this has been the hardest thing that I've ever gone through in my life. And I just feel like every day is different. Like, I'm happy one day, I'm sad one day.
Angry.
Angry. I don't know how to feel right now. I feel so like betrayed. I feel sad. I just feel heartbroken.
One of the most terrible things I've ever seen somebody do, and to not only deceive us, but to deceive so many other families. My heart breaks for them. There's so many other families that found out the same day that we found out. We all came together and shared our stories, and We found out that it was all fake. She deceived a birthing coach. She deceived my parents. My parents flew out there. She deceived Bella's parents. She even wrote my parents a really nice letter. And it blows my mind that someone can write such a profound, loving letter, all for it to be fake.
So I just want to say, like, the main reason we wanted to put this out there is to show that everybody goes through hard things. Like, I still have faith at the end of this, knowing that our happy ending is gonna come one day. And we've been through a lot. Like, we've been through a lot to be able to get our baby, but I know when we do, it's gonna be all worth it. So this has just been the wildest thing. I did not expect this to happen when we chose the adoption route. It's been such a hard journey, and I think the hardest thing is, like, we felt so hopeful going into it. We felt like, you know, we've struggled with infertility, and that was our hard trial, and surely adoption would be the happy ending to our story. And then it hasn't been, and it's just been really, really hard. And I feel, honestly, I just feel traumatized. Like, this has been very traumatic for us to go through and to navigate. And so I don't really know how to feel right now. But at the end of the day, I think obviously this is a big trial for us, but we still have hope that this is gonna work out somehow, some way. And I still have faith knowing that maybe this was supposed to happen to us so we could educate other people and share our stories so other people are more cautious when it comes to adoption and staying protective of themselves and making sure that they're always protected and looking out for scams, because they are so real. And I would just say, like, obviously we weren't scammed of any money, which I'm very grateful for, but we were emotionally scammed, we were manipulated, and at the end of the day, I feel like I just feel heartbroken. I just feel really, really, really sad. I've never been this sad in my life, and I'm trying to figure out how to process all of this still. So I'm grateful for any support that you guys have. If you want to leave any support or tips for us in the comments. We are excited to move forward from this situation. I really don't want to talk about it much more after this video. I just feel like this has just been a big trial. It's been really hard, and we're trying to move forward from it. I also am excited to look back on this, hopefully soon, when we do have our baby or babies with us, and look at this and be like, you know what, like, we still had hope and faith. And so while we are crushed and defeated right now, I have hope that this is gonna turn around, and we're grateful for any of the support that you guys have given us throughout this whole infertility journey and now our adoption journey, and we're excited for the future, even though this has been really hard.